This little layout is Dinkley Bottom. I'm going to give you a very quick tour around it. First of all, I'm going to set it up. Coaling stage sits there. And the signal box, that just fits over the lights. There's a power transformer. Plug that in and then it's ready to go. So here's Dinkley Bottom waiting room on the platform, and it's all nicely weathered. I did that with a wash of paint from Games Workshop, and that very quickly transforms a plastic building into something quite nice and detailed. There's also some spare figures that I had that I used to decorate as Dinkley Bottom. That girl there, I like to pretend the layout's named after her Dinkley Bottom that she got on show with her hot pants. There's also a couple of hikers and then some cars. Now these cars have actually got LEDs in them and they're linked to an LED strip. There's also an LED in the garage, which incidentally has an operating door. And there's a couple of LEDs in the signal box. There's also two LEDs in the waiting room. I think I glued that down. Yeah, I did. So to get to the LEDs, it's quite simple. It hinges up, the platform does, and there's the battery pack with the switch on it. You switch it on and the LEDs come on. Now it's too light to see them at the moment. To change the batteries, it's just a matter of pulling this battery pack out and then putting another set of batteries in. So it's friction fitted into the insulation foam. It really does work so simply using insulation foam. It's quite a nice material to build a layout on. Even if it was on top of wood, it would still make a lovely base. You can dig into it and make ponds and do all sorts of scenics. Let's show you the pond. So I've moved over to the other side, and this is the pond. I just dug it out, chipped it out, the insulation foam, sprayed it grey, a little bit of black in the middle, give it some sort of depth, and then put some varnish in it, made it look very dried up. Got some real moss, stuck that on there. To me, I like the look of this because it gives it a really sort of stagnant or abandoned look. There's a spare tractor I had and I put that next to the signal box. Now, the signal box and the coaling stage, I'm not sure what countries they're from. Still, they look okay. And I added some windows into this one and a few barrels, plants, and a person, just generally detailed it up, weathered it. And the coaling stage and the signal box come off the layout so it can slide under a bed. That's why they're not stuck on. It's quite nicely detailed, this one. It's like the old cab of an engine perhaps there. Now I made a discovery. I didn't know at first. There was a switch here, a lever, and when you pull it, it opens up a little trapdoor. I thought, oh, that drops gravel or something into there. And so I opened it up and I found that inside there's a little chute sort of mechanism, and you can actually pour gravel in there and drop it into your wagons. Very cool. This engine is a 9F, or what's remaining of it. It normally has a tender. So for this one, I just gave it a light dusting of red primer and black, and it just does enough to make it look like a rusty old Loco. I did purchase a bag of this special rock mixed in with grass. It gives a really nice effect, and I'm very pleased with how it looked. around this end of the layout. It does give it a really nice texture. There is one controller on this layout. On the right hand side is where the controller power goes in onto the inner loop, and then there's a link wire, that's the middle and the left hand side connections you can see there, and they're actually linked together by a wire which just jumps power simply from one side to the other. Now of course, for when all the trains have gone past, the level crossing gates can open and the cars can continue their journey through. And perhaps something, little cardboard thing, roadway could get made here so cars could actually continue on with their journey. Insulation foam used to make these little hillocks, and that's it. Dinkley, very nice.